our stock intro countdown. David.
What's up? I was waiting for something else to happen. I was like, wait, we're here. We're live now. This is live.
No,
okay.
Yeah, it's live. Welcome everybody to, I'm going to call this TV Talk 3.0. What do you think?
I like that. This is the third iteration.
Iteration. You know what I mean? It's me, myself, Josh Macuga here with the legend, the one and only. He is not on Twitter. He's trying to figure it out. David Griffin, live from Southern California. David, just awesome to be here with you, bud.
It's nice to be here too. I missed you. I missed doing this. I miss talking TV. I miss talking TV with everyone, talking about all great things that are British and how that is the best country to just bring the best television, the best format, the best accent and all that. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Sure. Nothing quite like a good British drama to the point where Amanda and I were scrolling through, I don't know if it was Prime or something, and we found the show called Dalgleish. It was like DLGLEIESH. And it's like about a detective in 70s England. And as soon as we started watching it, Amanda was like, I think that David would like this. I was like, yeah, he would love it. This show's terrible.
I'm a little bit ensconced in Happy Valley right now, which is a great crime drama that's on its third. I think it's its final season. I think the UK already got it.
On?
Well, so it take a big break. Not to derail the show here. Sorry, folks. So
hit it.
In the UK that are watching this, they're probably like, we already watched Happy Valley. It's already out. But for us, it's on AMC Plus right now. So that's where I'm streaming it. And it's excellent. It's very good.
Is AMC Plus the French version of AMC Plus?
Yes. Yes. You got to pay a little more to get that version.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense. Wiley Todd, thank you for the super chat. You guys can support the show. I will say the reason David Griffin and I started doing the show is one, we missed each other. And I had been texting David like, we should do TV talk. And then we've got kids now. We're dads. We went from the first time this show started from I was just dating my now wife. You didn't even have a girlfriend. Nope. Now you're married with a kid. I'm married with a kid. We're dads, just living the dream.
It's crazy, Josh. I think you're the only one of my friends who I think I remember your wedding anniversary. Isn't it September 30th? Is that the right date?
September 30th, yes.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember going up there. That was a big transition point in my life, too. Just got the job at IGN. All this stuff was going on and had a good time. I got lost in the winery, and people know that story. And, no one found me until the end of the night, and that's okay. But I had a good time. It was a great, great event. I'm happy that you and Amanda are happy. I'm glad that little Rosie is growing up, and she looks great. She's a beautiful baby.
Little do they know in about 25 years, when we transition this show to them, they will then be the hosts. Miles and Rosie will host Collider. Well, not Collider. Sorry. Just plain old TV Talk 4.0 hosted by the kids. Hey, it's great to see everybody in chat. A lot of familiar faces and names. It's really great to be here. We're going to be here every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific for an hour to talk television, some TV news, what we're watching, what you're watching. If you want us to see your questions pop up, just throw in a super chat. We appreciate the support. This channel has always been my channel. It started as the Casual Mafia. It went to the Josh Macuga Show. Then it went to the Good People Association. Now it's back to the Josh Macuga Show. I know, all very confusing. I'm gonna start doing a couple more shows on here, and maybe David will pop onto the occasional positivity report, maybe a all dad podcast, or we're just taking dad questions. We're doing dad questions. I might even start a golf show, David. I don't know, but this is the flagship show. This is not going anywhere. Every Tuesday, I will say, in my career, I've been lucky enough to do a lot of stuff, but I have not had more fun than doing this show with you back in the day. So
I agree. Yeah, this is a highlight of my time in this space. No matter what I'm doing, IGN. I'm in a different job now. I'm not at IGN anymore. If anybody didn't know that, I'm with Amazon now. If anybody cares.
He's a big
deal. I think this was always my favorite. Just talking TV with you for sure.
Oh yeah. Andrew Cook in the chat says a cricket show. David, I'm a cricket fan now.
Really?
Cricket is super entertaining. I'll say this straight up. As an American, as a red-blooded American from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's more exciting than baseball.
If they make a Drive to Survive or something like the equivalent of a cricket version of that, I will watch it.
You need to.
Yeah.
I was going to save it to the end of the show, but did you watch Full Swing on Netflix? The golf.
I loved Full Swing.
Fantastic.
I mean, as an avid golfer, I don't really need people explain to me what a par is and how to score, but I really enjoy it. I think it's a a great way to bring non-golfers. If you're not a golf fan, just like if you're not a Formula One fan and you watch Drive to Survive, I think you're going to love it. It's done in that same format. I thought it was fantastic. I loved all the inside stories of the different golfers. A lot of them, I don't know all of them. There's a lot of pros. So it was fun learning about some of like the lesser ranked guys that are right in the middle and what their life is like. So it was cool. Yeah. I love it.
So the Joel Damon episode was a very popular one with that and him and his caddy in the repertoire. I was listening to a podcast with his caddy. Okay. Do you know his caddy has a world record for the most holes of golf played in a week? Okay.
How do you even get that?
Guinness World Book of Record. He looked it up. The amount of effort that went into it. All right. I asked my brother, I asked a bunch of golf friends, how many holes of golf do you think he played in a week? In a week to break the record.
I was just thinking, I'm just guessing. If let's say at the most he did times 7, I want to say 252
holes. David, he played 2,000 holes of golf in a week.
2,000?
He was averaging 13 rounds a day.
No.
Yes.
He's playing speed golf. Was he in Alaska where there's no nighttime? It's just sun all the time.
He took over a course. He was up in Idaho. He rode. He didn't walk. He rode, and played 2,000 holes of golf in a week.
Too much golf.
Our buddy Nathan White in the chat says, Josh, have you watched the Big Bash League from here in Australia? Fast 2020 cricket. Good for people who get into cricket. Yes, I have. I love T20 cricket. It's like the IPL. It's basically like, traditional cricket could go a day. It could go 4 days. It could go 5 days. T20 cricket, 3 hours. It's kind of perfect.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, going back to those documentaries, Drive to Survive got me into Formula One. I do watch Formula One on a regular basis. I'm not getting up at 4:30 in the morning to watch it, but I do record it. And when I get up, I do watch the races, while I'm hanging with the baby. So yeah.
It's super sexy NASCAR. It's like NASCAR with really hot dudes.
Yes.
But better.
Yeah, everybody's
better.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Not in a circle. It's a little, it's still car racing at the end of the day.
Well, the courses are just so cool. I mean, like the Monaco race, even though it's not super exciting because you can't pass anybody, it just looks like even my wife Michelle's like, where are they? Where is this course? What are they doing? Even she's looking at, she's like, this is beautiful. It's like, I know.
Yeah. Haskell 420 loved Full Swing. It's great. 100 Days to Indy is the IndyCars doc. I didn't watch that one, Achilles Photography, but I have been to an Indy 500, and I will rank that as one of the drunkest days of my life for the most extended period of my life. I would never go back and do that again. I was like scared for how much alcohol people were consuming and for the lives that people were living. All right. Well, let's get to some TV news, David. What do you think?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. What's going on out there?
First up, the legend, Pat Sajak, is leaving Wheel of Fortune after next season. Next season will be his last season, his 41st season hosting that show. Already, they're saying, who's going to take the spot? Who do you think? If you were to just throw a name out, who do you think takes the spot?
Josh Macuga.
Ah, man, I wish.
I know the dream is Jeopardy for you, but I was just saying that would be a nice runner-up. That'd be a nice runner-up.
Yeah, I would take the Wheel of Fortune job any day of the week.
No, I have no idea, Josh. Who is it? Who are they saying?
Seacrest.
Oh. I mean, I'm not a Seacrest hater. The guy, he works hard. He left the Kelly and whatever show, and now he's doing this.
Just Ryan and Kelly.
It's just he's got too much to do. He needs to settle down. Just stop doing so many shows.
It's like what we were talking about before the show started. Is like Mark Wahlberg plays a round of golf in 45 minutes because he's too busy to enjoy a round of golf. How is that life? I understand. You're a star. You're rich. You're busy. But if that doesn't. Being that busy, if that's what it takes to be that rich, I'll gladly settle for a smaller house without 140-yard par 3 in my backyard.
I'd rather they do a face that we don't recognize as much. I don't know, somebody new. Get some fresh blood in there. Get somebody new that we don't recognize. Come on.
Apparently, the other thing that's going to happen is Pat Sajak's daughter is going to be the next Vanna White. That was part of his. Kind of
cool to keep the legacy going.
Yeah.
Keep the family name in there.
Heck yeah. Daniel Sevilla, Seacrest's got enough. Yeah, I agree. Gnome Science as Seacrest is great value brand Dick Clark. Okay. Yeah. I mean, doesn't he run Dick Clark Productions at this point?
Yeah, I mean, Seacrest is the safe choice. I mean, you know what you're going to get from him. He's professional. You don't really hear a lot of bad talk about him. Seems to do his job like he's supposed to. So, I mean, he's got a great resume. I'm not hating on the guy. It's just I like to see somebody else.
Yeah. I think that Pat Sajak, the funniest part about how long he's hosted, it is that his hair has pretty much stayed in the exact same place. Like it hasn't moved.
When I saw the story, he started that show, or he's joined the syndication back in '81. He's been on that show longer than I've been alive. I was like, wow, that's amazing. I mean, talk about job retention. I mean, good for him. Good
Do you
for
think
him.
he gets bored, David? You think he gets bored?
After 41 years at the same job? Maybe. It's got to be an easy gig, though. The money's probably good. He knows what to do. Everybody loves him. He probably, can set his schedule as long as he, I don't know.
No way.
I would get bored.
No tease. Next. Like I don't know. In order for me to stay interested in a show like that, I would have to first of all, I have to drink a little bit before each taping, just a little sip of bourbon, just to really grease the wheels, and then act honestly irrationally large every time something bad happened, like bankrupt. Oh, like I think you'd have to. I would just be so like, oh, here's another bankrupt. Spin the giant wheel that they haven't really updated since the first episode.
Yeah, you think they get like a digital wheel with some screens on it? So they get some. It's just the same pieces of paper that they use. Yeah, it's crazy.
Poor old Gertrude from Omaha ripped out her labrum trying to spin that damn wheel.
It looks heavy.
It looks really heavy. And then I don't know if you noticed during COVID, so they wouldn't touch the wheel. They were putting little, they look like pool noodles. They were holding pool noodles, putting it on and then using the pool noodle to spin it. They had their own little.
You can't get the same turn rate. You can't get the same motion there. It's not the same.
Yes.
It's no.
Yes. Yeah. It's. Listen, you got to have some strength to really throw. It's like the wheel in Price is Right. You got to put all your weight into it, David.
Yes. Up and
correct. A big up.
Big up.
Yeah. You got it. What's next here? I should have known. Treat Williams died. Now listen, first of all, to rock your whole life with the name Treat, that takes some serious stones, man.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, did his parents name him that? Or was that a nickname that he got when he was a real sweet kid? Right? I don't know.
He's a treat. Yeah, he's a treat.
It's a real treat.
Yeah. I saw the news this morning. It was really sad, especially the way it happened.
Yeah,
motorcycle accident. It's just really sad. And so of course I went through his IMDb and looked, and I'm like, he's been in so many of. I don't want to call him that guy. I think he's bigger than that. But I mean, he is one of those people that when you look at his profile, man, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Forever. Yeah. 190 some credits on IMDb or something like that.
Yes.
And he was when I saw his face, I was like, I know the name. You know the name Treat Williams. It's not like, Bob Richards. Like, oh, right, Bob Richards. What was he in? Treat Williams was Xander Drax in the Phantom movie starring Billy Zane. In my opinion, the most underrated superhero movie of all time.
I'll agree with you on that one. That was a good one. I like Billy Zane. I like me some Billy Zane. Even Titanic Billy Zane. He's a good villain.
He's really handsome,
is. And even bald. I love any guy who can pull off the bald head. Billy Zane bald still looks good. Still a handsome dude.
You know what's crazy about Billy Zane is one day he had an incredible head of hair. And the next day he was bald. It wasn't like the Travolta where he kept trying to fight things or like the Jeremy Piven where he was bald and then got hair again, then bald and then got hair again. Right? No, Zane was he had a carpet on his head and then gone.
Yes.
And he still looks good.
Happened. He still looks good. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I'm married. That's a handsome man.
He is a handsome. Yes. I support Billy Zane.
You should have got Billy Zane to your wedding. That would have been an incredible wedding guest.
Do you know him?
No.
Oh, I thought maybe you were okay. Just send him a random invite. Billy Zane loved you in Titanic. Would you please come to the wedding?
Loved you even more in the Phantom. Could you?
Yes.
Yeah. It's great to see everybody in chat. A lot of familiar names. Really, it warms the soul for David and I to see you back in our first episode. Again, we'll be here every single Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, just talking TV, giggling like buddies. I know a lot of people ask, is Sinead going to come on? Emma, Thad. So every Tuesday morning, I send out an email with the link for people to join the show. Emma, Sinead, Roxy Stryer, Thad Williams, Mark Ellis, Ken Knapsack. They want to come on. They're always welcome. They can pop on as a guest whenever they want. If they come today, great. If they come on next week, amazing. This is their home on a Tuesday. If they ever want to be on here with us, David and I are happy to be on the show. And if you want to ask us anything to watch or anything like that, or you want to support the show, throw in a super chat. It helps us support the show and gives us an excuse to tell our wives why we're disappearing and not taking care of the baby at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I told Michelle, I was like, oh, I got that TV talk thing tonight. You remember? She's like, oh yeah. Like, kind of like, what are you doing for an hour? Really? She didn't say that. No, she's very, very, she's very kind. Yeah.
She's the best.
You can see a little in the eye. I was like,
yeah. Chanel Gabrito says, what are y'all actually watching right now, though? We have 34 shows to get to that we are going to talk about. So we are just wasting time shooting the shit. But we will get there, Chanel. I promise you. Again, we're here every single Tuesday. So if you want us to watch something, tweet at us, at Josh Macuga, at Griffin DE. When
find me on Instagram. I'm working on getting the Twitter thing going. I'm sorry, there's been this little confusion there, but I'm on Instagram at Griffin DE. So shout out me out there. Yeah, please.
Heck yeah. Okay. Ted Lasso spinoff was your story.
Yes. So there's nothing official here. I don't know if any of y'all saw. It's probably like a week ago. Apple TV posted a picture of Coach Beard, Roy Kent, and Nate the Great in their Richmond Nike gear, and saying, with the caption, "Smells like potential." Who knows? I love shows that end, I don't call it early, but end when they're at their top. Like Breaking Bad had its, it's like it's done. They don't need to tell anything. I'm sure they're going to do a spinoff because this show is successful for Apple, and Apple TV Plus doesn't really have a lot of. I actually like a lot of the shows on Apple. Sure. But if you were to go off and say, "Hey, what do you watch on Apple right now?" People are going to be like, "Oh, I'm loving Silo," which Silo is a good show. Check that out. I don't have that on the list here, but Silo is a good show. Check that out. But I don't think they're getting the name recognition that Netflix has, that Amazon Prime Video has. So I think they're going to keep it going because that's kind of their. It's kind of their Game of Thrones. It's probably their biggest show that they have.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think they're going to find a way to spin it off for sure.
It changed TV in a way that, every time you were to pitch a show or describe a show, you're like, it's like Ted Lasso, but for tennis, right? Or it's like Ted Lasso, but for a restaurant. That's how it became so popular and part of the lexicon. And Jason Sudeikis said it. He said the story was over. The story we told our story like how we wanted to tell our story. I thought the series finale was just heartfelt, touching, amazing, all at the same time. So many fun callbacks in the finale. Yeah. I will say, for a show that ran 3 seasons, I don't think there was a weak moment in the show.
No, I think it got to its point. It didn't overstay its welcome. And I think, like you said, Josh, it was a different kind of feeling show. It was a feel-good show. I mean, I love my anti-hero shows. I love my Breaking Bad. I love my Sopranos. I love my Succession.
Sure.
But sometimes it's nice to watch a show that isn't about, I don't call them bad people, but complex characters, those kind of like characters that have some moral ambiguity. So it's nice to have a heartwarming show like Ted Lasso.
You could call them bad people if you wanted to.
Yeah, Succession, they're pretty bad. Yeah, they're not great people.
Yeah.
I would not invite them to my wedding.
That is true.
I'm coming to the wedding.
Although Tom Wamsgams, I might. He's
funny. He's
funny. Wiley Todd, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I'm so happy you're back. Miss these smiles. I currently binge old shows like Vampire Diaries and One Tree Hill for soundtrack purposes. All right. Well, weirdly, I'm very close to a lot of the actresses that were in Vampire Diaries. 2 of them were in my wedding. I have never watched an episode of the show, and I've told them that to their face. They're like, we wouldn't have anticipated that you would have watched Vampire Diaries. I said, thank you. I never watched One Tree Hill either. I think those were just a little after my time or before my time, after my time. What are the soundtracks like, Wiley Todd, that I should watch these? Because I will tell you this, David, the Air movie that was on Apple TV, the soundtrack for the Air movie, the Michael Jordan about that Nike signing.
Yeah, that was Prime Video. It was on Prime.
Oh, that was Prime. That was Prime. Sorry, that's Prime.
Yeah.
The soundtrack on that movie was incredible. It's great.
Yeah, I love
it. It's all 80s classics. Good. Just awesome.
Wiley, the CW shows, they're perfect with the soundtracks. Because like when someone's feeling something, a song comes on that's feeling the same thing. Like they hammer you with the feels, and it gets me every time. I'm not going to hate. The CW reign's kind of gone. Like the Flash just ended. I think they renewed.
Did the Flash just end?
Yeah, The Flash is done. I think 9 seasons. People in the chat correct me on that. I think it was 9 seasons, but The Flash is, I think, done or ending this year. It's done. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So the CW is it's not what it used to be. The Gotham show just got canceled, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little behind on my news. I'm not doing news every day, so I'm not as, but I think I saw the Gotham show got canceled.
I saw that when I clicked through Collider TV news. I haven't really done TV news in a minute either. So I was like, okay. The CW reign. Yeah, the CW reign is over. I will say, who said this in here? Brian Nussbaum said the best network sitcom currently is Abbott Elementary. 100% agree. That show is great. Very well done.
One of my favorites.
And then Shrinking on Apple TV. I loved. Shrinking is great.
Yeah. That is one of those, it's like Ted Lasso, but with psychiatry. Something like that. Yeah, it has those feel good moments in it. Yeah,
Harrison Ford putting on a career performance. Seriously,
he can do the cranky old man. It's awesome.
And our buddy Superman, we talked about them in the first season of TV Talk back in Collider days. Tyler Hoechlin, 4 seasons of Superman and Lois.
Yeah, that's right. That show was one of the ones that got renewed. That one got picked up, so that was good for them. I think then we'd talk about his butt, how good his butt looked in that suit, or were the girls talking about that? I think that was the subject.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Sweet ass.
Another handsome guy. I'm not gonna hate. Another handsome guy.
He came into a Collider. He came into a Collider Live back in the day, and he sat down, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, you're really good looking." And everybody was like, "Jesus, man!" I'm like, "What?" We can tell when we're in a cool place now. Every guy's allowed to compliment guys when they're good looking. Right. Okay. Anyway, David Ebekemi says butt suit. There you go.
Butt suit. There it is. That's it.
Text me about this Chat GBT Black Mirror.
Okay, so Charlie Brooker, the creator of Black Mirror fans, get very excited. We have a new season coming out. I say we, like I helped create the show, or I'm a part of Netflix, which I am not. But Black Mirror is coming out on June 15th. And, this whole thing going on right now with the writer's strike, which is sad. I hope they get that, figured out so the industry can keep moving forward. But one of the things that's coming out is that everybody's scared of AI. Is AI going to replace, real human writers? And Charlie Brooker had a statement talking about that, saying he had Chat GPT write an episode of Black Mirror and call it just crap. He said it was bad. So I don't think AI is going to be taking over the world quite yet. If you're any Terminator fan, Skynet is not happening anytime soon. It could happen. It could still happen, but not anytime soon. It doesn't seem like it. So
what have we been saying since day one, David? Don't trust the robots. Okay.
No, don't trust the robots. Robots. Do not trust robots. Okay? Yeah, don't trust them.
It's the worst. Gavin Young, thank you for the super chat. This is so exciting. So happy to see you guys again. No, thank you, Gavin. Pleasure's all on this side of the table.
Yes.
It's always Sunny is coming back. It's always. I will tell you what. When I moved up here, and all the streaming services have taken away all of the traditional marketing of your TV show. So if you don't watch FX often, you wouldn't know that another season of Always Sunny is coming out. I think I lost a season when I was in Atlanta. I need to really catch up on my Always Sunny because I listened to the podcast and I have no idea where they are in the actual show because they're on season 4 of the podcast. So what they do on the podcast is they watch an episode and then kind of review it. And then they just kind of go off in these crazy tangents. And the podcast is very good. I highly recommend because it's Charlie, Dennis, and Glenn, or Charlie, Dennis, and Mac, whatever, doing the podcast, and they bring characters from the show on and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't caught. I got to catch up.
It's so hard to keep track of what. Like I said, I was watching that show Happy Valley, and I didn't even know it was on. I have AMC Plus, and I clicked on AMC Plus. It's like new season of Happy Valley's out. It's like, oh, cool.
Who the hell?
I don't see ads anymore. And the only time I see ads is if I'm watching golf or basketball or it's football season, American football, and I don't. That's all. And they don't advertise for AMC Plus, so yeah. I'm so behind on shows.
We all are. I mean, every time somebody's like, "Hey, have you watched this?" I'm like, "That's back!" I didn't even know Atlanta was back for another season. I had no idea.
Well, and half the FX shows are now on Hulu, so it's hard to it's an FX show, but you can only watch it on Hulu. It's like, wait, what? Yeah.
Do you watch Dave?
No. I've heard it. Is that on FXX? I'm sure it's on Hulu too, but
it's on FX and Hulu. Yeah, it's across the board. Everybody loves it. And my really good buddy, Andrew Santino, who is on it. Mm-hmm. And I just don't like it.
He's a rapper, right?
Yeah, he's a rapper, and it's just so neurotic, and it's I don't know. It's hard for me to put into words, but it just, when you go out to dinner and everybody's freaking out for the restaurant and you just may have ordered the wrong thing, or they may have just messed up your meal, or you're just not having the best meal experience. That's how I kind of feel right now about Dave.
Yeah, I understand that. I get you.
Get it?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I probably will check that out then. I trust Josh Macuga. I think I'm going to stay away from that one.
And make your own opinions on things. It's right on the wheel for, like, my brother thinks I'm an idiot for not liking it, but our buddy Matthew the Beard Man Picardat just had child at number 3, so I don't watch TV unless it's Bluey, but I'm so happy to listen to you guys talk about TV again. Would love a dad show. Well, yeah. Well, heck yeah. If you love a dad show, I love a dad show. Let's make dad shows.
Congratulations, Matthew, on the 3rd kid. I just have one, and obviously Josh has one as well. So it's tough. We can navigate the watching the TV. Still get shows in. I get them in. Get the shows in.
1 kid is a lot of work. 2 sounds like a ton. 3 is like, I don't know if I'm gonna live.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Lady Jennifer,
happy for you, Matthew. Happy
for you, Matthew. You're the man. Lady Jennifer Snow, welcome back, guys. I'm happy to see TV Talk back. No, Lady Jennifer Snow, we're glad to see you back. Okay.
Yes.
Also, Bluey. When Miles starts watching TV, have you watched any Bluey yet?
Yeah, but I think he's a little too young for it. Still, and then Josh, I hope you haven't even seen this. He's into this guy named Blippi who wears orange and blue.
Yes,
oh my gosh,
he's the worst. It's the worst.
But every time he's on, he's just,
yep.
And it's scary. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Wait till he start Miss Rachel. If you really want
we're past it. He's done with Miss Rachel. Now he's just all Blippi. Miss Rachel, he gets mad. He wants to turn it off.
Man.
Oh, I can't do it.
Brutal.
What happened to DuckTales? What happened to our kid shows? Where's our, I guess maybe, I don't know. I guess I really wasn't watching TV at 18 months. I don't know. Maybe back then.
I think my parents plopped me in front of Sesame Street. Right?
Yeah, Sesame Street. There you go. That's
Mr. Rogers, perhaps?
Yeah. Mr. Rogers. Yeah.
Bluey is great. Blippi is awful. Well said, Matthew the Beard Man. Well said.
Goodness. All
right. So in the previous iterations of TV Talk, we would just do a thumbs up, thumbs down. But because we're old now, we're gonna say, hey, could you turn it up a little bit, or turn that down? It's a little loud.
Yeah.
It's a little loud. Okay. So we're gonna start our shows, and we're just gonna say what we've watched since the last time we did TV Talk. 4 years. 5 years.
More than something like 5 or 6 years, something like that.
Woo! It was a long time ago. It was like kind of right after I got fired from Collider the first time, right?
Yeah, well, we did a couple during the lockdown. COVID. We did like some fun ones. Yeah, some fun ones. Yeah,
because Sinead was there.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. Start with Succession. Yeah, turn the volume way up.
Way up.
That show is almost perfect.
One of the best shows, forgive the hyperbole, one of the best shows probably the last 10 years. Just fantastic. I mean, it's with the greats of HBO. It's with The Sopranos, The Wire. I mean, it's just one of the best shows. Yeah.
I would put Ben and I, my brother, we were talking about this on Sunday, I'm glad it ended after season 4. I don't think I could have taken another season of will the deal go through? Won't it go through?
Agreed.
The finale was fantastic. I can't put it ahead of Sopranos or The Wire, but I
agree with that. Yeah.
I put it in the top 5.
Yeah. And I know it's just kind of ended, so I won't spoil anything. The finale is great. I actually like the penultimate episode even more. I think that was just what was going on there. I know some people are still catching up or just starting it. Definitely, if you're on the fence about Succession, you aren't sure, check it out. It's only 4 seasons and it's done. No spinoff.
No nothing.
No, none of that. It's finished. It's done.
And what's kind of cool is that all of the actors in it are sort of no names going into it. Like, you knew who they were, but they weren't so popular that it was like, oh, it's that so-and-so show.
Right.
Brian Cox, obviously very famous, but it's not like, oh, I can't wait to see Brian Cox in another show. He wasn't that kind of star.
No. I mean, me, I got down when I saw Matthew. I think I'm saying his name wrong. I would say Matthew McFadden, but I think you're supposed to pronounce it differently.
Matthew McFadden?
Yeah, something like that. Or
McFadden?
I saw him. I'm like, that's Mr. Darcy. That's Pride and Prejudice 2005, Mr. Darcy. Come on now. I know that guy. I know him.
Is that the one with period piece
Keira
Magoo?
Knightley.
Yes.
Period piece Magoo, the queen of period pieces. Yes.
If it's not in 18th century England, I'm not in it. I refuse, David. It's like Natalie Portman in a really depressing movie about some sort of artist. If it's not going to make you want to commit suicide, I'm not doing it. Jerry. Our girl Courtney Basinger, no relation to Kim Basinger. I think it could be her daughter. We don't know. Are you excited for season 2 of The Bear? Yes. That was the last show we were going to talk about, but The Bear was by far the best show of 2022. Was it 2022?
Agreed. It was 2022.
Yes. Yep. The show is perfect.
It's so good.
For somebody that, and you have too, we have both worked in multiple different restaurants during our life. Mm-hmm. That show is so accurate as far as kitchens go. It is so accurate as far as people that work in restaurants go. It's something. It's
it pulls in all those things, like all the stuff. If all of you are familiar with, Anthony Bourdain, he talks about the camaraderie within the kitchen, the anger, like you want to like kill somebody at one time, but then like you're laughing and hugging another time. It really is like it's such a cool experience. If you never worked in a restaurant before, it really can bring you together, can break you down, but it's just it's everything. So that show encapsulates all that and more. It's so good.
It's so good. Courtney
I'm
Basinger.
Not a girl, my man.
I'm not a girl. Sorry, Courtney.
Oh.
Courtney, you know what? I need to get away from my gender constructs as a thing. Courtney, traditionally a female name, and I apologize. Courtney, you're a dude, and I apologize. Welcome. That is a sick name for a dude. If you don't remember, one of the great defensive ends in the history of Penn State football, Courtney Little. Why can't I remember his last name? Anyway,
so,
he was the second pick in the 2001 draft, something like that. Anyway, sorry, Courtney, you're amazing. Hold on. Somebody asked me a question. Andrea Gilly said, I want to ask Josh Macuga directly if he has watched The Last of Us. Yeah, I watched The Last of Us. It was awesome. We didn't even put that in our list.
I forgot about. I hate to say I forgot about it. I saw Pedro Pascal came out and said that he still has not watched the finale. He said it's too emotional for him, too painful. He hasn't even checked out the finale yet. Yeah, great show. And I play the games too. I'm a big fan of the video game franchise. So
apparently, according to all my video game friends, it's the best video game of all time. I thought that The Last of Us has been the best show of 2023. New show has been the best new show of 2023.
Yeah,
it's
definitely one of them. Yeah.
When that giant monster comes out of the ground, I was like, all right, I'm in. This is ridiculous.
The bloater. Yeah.
To answer Gabrielle Campos's, I did have a couple jump scares in there. I did.
Yeah, Josh, you're not known for your love of horror genre or scary things jumping out at you.
I am not. No, not at all. And that did get me. Yeah. Somebody said, please play the game, Josh. I don't even have a video game console.
Wow.
I have to pick my battles, David. Do I go live on YouTube? Do I play golf?
Yeah.
I hang out with my family. I have a job. You know what I mean?
You can't have it all. To be fair, I don't have a console anymore. I have a PC that I built that can play games, but because I do work on here, it's okay. I think the separate game console with the kid right now might be too much. When he gets older, though, it's happening.
A lot of chatting here about Poker Face.
Yes, good, very good.
Okay,
it's so I'm not. I'm gonna.
I watched 5 episodes. Natasha Lyonne.
I'm not actually a huge fan of her, but I like the format of every episode is a self-contained story. It's very old-fashioned. It feels very like watching an old episode of like NYPD Blue or something like that. It feels. But I enjoyed it. I actually was surprised how much I enjoyed it.
I'll be honest, Josh? I watched the first couple and I was like, okay, I think I like this. And then by the 5th one, I was like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah. I like Ryan Johnson though too, the director of Knives Out, and I like Ryan Johnson. So
Ryan Johnson's the legend, absolutely. Our buddy Demetrius Manos in the chat, good to see him. He's an absolute legend. Okay, we talked about Barry, talked about Ted Lasso. Did you finish Maisel? Did you finish Mrs. Maisel?
Oh, of course we did. Yeah, that's a show that Michelle and I both watched together. Love it, so good.
That last scene, man.
Yes. I mean the Paladinos, that writing is just, it's so sharp, it's so funny, it's so heartwarming. It just gives you everything. Like every single feel you need is in that show. It's more going on than Ted Lasso because it's an hour-long drama. Mm-hmm. It's
dramedy.
It's a dramedy because you're gonna laugh a lot too. But it's I love the choreography, the camera. There's if you're a fan of, I know people talk about like, oh, that was a cool one shot, that was a nice tracking shot. So many tracking shots in this show, and they're all just so beautifully choreographed. It feels like you're watching a Broadway production every time you turn on an episode. It's so good.
I 100% agree. The dialogue's always perfect. It's spot on. Rachel Brosnahan, man, Amanda's like, all right, you need to stop, Drool. There's just something about her. It's just my type, man. I don't know.
It. Okay.
I don't know what to do. I have a special surprise, David Griffin. The man.
Someone's here. Who's here?
The man that redid our graphics. Also a new dad. Ladies and gentlemen, Thad Williams on the break.
Hey, yeah, my kid's 9 months today. She's playing over there. Someone's watching her. I don't know. How's it going, guys?
Congrats, Thad.
Good. Yeah, congrats.
Oh, thanks.
Thad is a dad.
Yeah, Dad Thad is here. Maisel finale, phenomenal. Right. I know some people didn't like the time jump thing for the final season. I personally I dug it.
Yeah.
There were a couple loose ends, but like all in all, I thought they did what they needed to do.
I thought you had to kind of do a time jump. I thought it was
right. Yeah. And I personally love what they did around Lenny. I thought all that stuff was really cool.
Super sad.
Yeah. But like necessary and
Thad, is Star Trek still have TV?
The Picard finale was incredible.
Wow.
Yes.
Season 3 of Picard was phenomenal. After 2 seasons that I would say were less than stellar. The 3rd season was a reunion of the Next Gen cast from the 80s.
It's what the whole show should have been. It should have just been.
It was all building to it, and it was like they set it up. The nostalgia was pretty much earned every time. The showrunner Terry Matalas just knocked it out of the park. I thought he did the 12 Monkeys show a couple years back, and solid.
It's good to hear some kids' toys in the background there.
There. I wasn't kidding when I said she's literally right over there. And then Strange New Worlds, which is a really good old school Trek like Planet of the Week thing. That comes back this week.
Okay.
So, lots of good Star Trek. Even the animated shows. I know it's a dirty word in this house. However, Lower Decks and Prodigy are actually 2 really good animated shows.
Animated and anime are 2 different things.
Oh, I see.
Fair.
Yes. I know Thad has watched these shows. Jonathan Peck with the super chat. Thoughts on the first 2 seasons of The White Lotus? I love that. I love both those seasons. I thought they were great. Yeah.
I think they both had really good moments. I think the first one was more fun, but the second one was maybe structured a little bit better.
Okay.
If I were to state a critique, but I thought that both were really good.
Aubrey Plaza put on a performance that I had no idea was like she was capable
of. I feel like she's shown bits of it in her indie film career, but if you really only know her as Parks
April
and Rec,
Ludgate,
totally transforms what you think of. And I think that a show like White Lotus is great to allow some actors that have kind of been pigeonholed in one-note performances to kind of showcase their range.
Yeah.
I mean, Jake Lacey in the first season, like having only seen him in like The Office and Girls and stuff, never would have thought that he could have done that in White Lotus. Same thing with Alexandra Daddario. And then Lacey went on and did Friend of the Family this year, which is a hard watch because that's a real life story about a long case of abuse.
Oh yeah.
And he is a master manipulator. Really great performance from him in that limited series.
And everybody's yelling Jennifer Coolidge's name in the chat. So yeah.
I mean, she was. How can you go wrong with Jennifer Coolidge?
She's having a moment right now. I mean, she's had a moment for decades, but she's like right now, she's really having a resurgence for sure.
Yeah.
JDP Actual in the chat says, Josh, what about Mayor of Easttown repping the Delco trash? Yeah, that's the eastern side of Pennsylvania. That's Delaware County. That's where the I-95 just caught on fire. and collapse. Not trying to make a joke, but like that's as Philly as it comes. When a gas truck hits a bridge and it collapses. Hey, dude, I was hanging out down there by Woolwell, and then a bridge collapsed. I didn't know what to do. No.
Speaking of Philly, did you catch the Always Sunny premiere this week?
We were just talking about it.
Oh, sorry, I was picking her up from school.
No,
I missed some of the conversation.
It's hard to they weren't advertising enough for me to. So I have to go and watch it.
I only knew because I follow some of them on social.
Okay.
I think that was the only reason I heard that it was happening.
Thad, while we have you, I'm just curious to ask. I know you're a sci-fi fan. Have you ventured into Apple TV Plus at all? Have you checked out Foundation? Have you checked out Silo yet?
I haven't. I have not checked out either of those yet. I'm curious about Silo. I feel like it's a story I've seen before, but I'm still curious. Like the cast. I mean, the Apple just brings these crazy casts together that, like, how can you not? I mean, like I didn't think I was gonna like Shrinking, and then Shrinking I think is my favorite new show of the season.
It's so good.
Like just stellar writing from top to bottom.
Yeah.
If I give you a recommendation, that with Silo, it's Graham Yost is the showrunner, and he did Justified, and Justified's coming back, which is really exciting.
I saw that new Justified.
I can't wait. So Silo is the writing's on point. I'm not familiar with the book series that it's based off of, but the stories and the cast, as you said, is really good.
Yeah. Speaking of FX, did you catch Mayans, Josh?
Because
that came back. That's been back the last couple of weeks. Final season.
I know.
Our buddies over in the Mayans MC.
I think
I'm not going to try to pronounce any actor names, but. You know.
That we had one of the actors in David, and Thad he was practicing so hard before he came. He's like, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, here on the show." Let's start over here.
My whiteness just like oozed out into the room.
Yeah. Oh, the Hudsonizer with the super chat. This is one of my favorite shows. It's on HBO Max. It's called The Other Two. David, I know you don't like comedies, but this one is inside Hollywood, and it is so slapstick, and it is insanity. It is
The
so
Other
funny.
Two. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll watch it.
Yeah. There's like 3. It's on season 3 now on HBO on Max.
Yeah,
just Max. Very funny show.
I feel like it's like Puff Daddy. It started as like HBO Now, then it was like Puff Daddy, P Diddy, then Diddy, right? So it was HBO Now, HBO Max.
HBO Go.
Forgot about the Go.
You got about the Go.
Well, it was funny when sorry to get sidetracked. When Zaslav did that whole presentation.
God forbid we ever get sidetracked in this conversation.
Tangent. Here comes a rant. When Zaslav did that whole presentation a while back about this is what HBO is, this is what Discovery Plus is, these are the audiences. The audience that watches House of the Dragon isn't watching, the Property Brothers. And I'm like, but we do. I do. Like my wife and I we watch House of the Dragon, and then I want to know what Guy Fieri on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives is up to. What kind of restaurants are out there?
Don't tell me what I'm watching.
I got rid of Discovery Plus when they merged them because I didn't have to pay for because all the HG shows. I like home improvement shows.
Yeah.
I just want to hang out with that guy from Hometown. He's like,
oh, I love him with the beard, big guy.
Big guy with the beard. Yeah, he's awesome.
That's a home improvement guy. He's a Mr. Fix It.
Speaking of Max marketing.
Okay.
Sorry, hold on. Let me find the photo. I was at the airport yesterday picking up my wife, and they had this on this one of the billboards. I don't think the Max guys have ever finished White Lotus. If that's the photo that they're using.
Everybody's
like it didn't. Spoiler alert.
That's not how it
didn't go too well there at the end.
On a Vespa, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
All right,
want to get away.
I know you got to get back to your lovely daughter. Everything.
Yeah.
You're most anticipated for the next month or so.
God, there's so much television.
We talked about Strange New Worlds. I'm excited for that one.
I'm excited for Strange New Worlds to come in the Star Trek show. Yeah, that's probably that's my most anticipated. Season 1 was awesome, and I'm really looking forward to season 2.
There he is.
And shameless plug.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys talked to Barry.
Yeah.
Over on the Raps YouTube channel, which is where I currently work. We did a 30-minute sit down with Bill Hader and Seth Meyers just talking to each other. Yes.
Wow.
What?
Chitwood got both of them in the studio.
Oh my God.
And they just sat down, and it was the most fun The most fun afternoon I've had in a while. And I cut together the whole 30-minute chat. Recommend to go take a watch.
Did Seth Meyers talk about Pittsburgh at all?
No, Pittsburgh didn't come up. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
Thaddeus Williams, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Love you, man.
I'm gonna go be a parent. Bye-bye.
You're the best. See ya.
Thanks, Thad.
Thad is a dad.
The only responsible dad of the three of us here.
Of the group here. Jonathan Peck with the super chat. Thank you, Jonathan Peck. Question for David.
Yes.
As someone as you loves costume period TV shows, what is your thoughts on The Great on Hulu?
Jonathan, I'm ashamed to say, I wonder if Jonathan is related to Ethan Peck, who is Spock on the new Star Trek show, and Gregory Peck's grandson. I wonder if Jonathan is related
or
to
my buddy Jim Peck from college.
Could be related to Jim, Jonathan. Well, who knows? Jonathan, I feel bad. I actually I saw a screener when I was at IGN. I remember I think I watched the first couple episodes.
Okay.
I liked it. I thought Elle Fanning, she's fantastic, and anything I see her in, she's great. I just didn't keep up with it. I think it's on season 3 now on Hulu. So it's one of those shows that I should get into, but I just haven't.
I feel like the show that everybody tells me I need to watch, and I watched the first 16 seconds of it, and I was like, nope, it's not for me. It's Severance. I can't.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
I know. I couldn't
so
get
good.
into it.
That's
I
so
couldn't
good.
get into it. Our buddy Franz Wagner, Winning Time is coming back for a second season.
Yes.
I loved the first season. They're coming back with another season.
Yeah, and I think it's because HBO put it in one of their advertisements for later in the year, and I think it's already in the can, or at least they're just doing touch-ups on it. So the strike isn't affecting that coming out. So we're going to get it this year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
The legend Garth McMurray in chat. Good to see you, Garth. Platonic on Apple TV Plus is a fun comedy series. I'm going to watch that. I think I'm going to watch that.
Yeah. I'm like, when I saw that, I'm like, did they make a sequel to Neighbors? That's what I kind of thought it was at first, but yeah, I want to see that one. I like Seth Rogen.
Did you watch? Shockingly, in the who knew this was going to come? But Freevee has really come out with some good TV.
More Bosch.
The new Bosch legacy.
Bosch.
Bosch.
I hate the ads though. I'm like, is there a way I could pay like $1 more a month to not be Freevee TV and make it kind of Freevee TV? But
if I'm watching it on Prime, I don't think I should have to watch ads, right?
Yeah, I don't get it. But you still have to watch ads. But anyway, no, I haven't watched Jury Duty. I heard it's great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But I love Bosch Legacy. The whole thing with his daughter becoming a cop. It's great. Love it.
Oh man, but Bosch Legacy was fantastic. As my one buddy calls it, Bosch. It's just
Bosch.
Yeah. All right, we have 12 minutes left before our wives start yelling at us. We got to.
It's already been almost 50 minutes. Wow.
Okay, we're gonna try and rapid fire these. We've already talked about the Bear.
Yes.
Yellowstone getting canceled. I will say after season 3 of Yellowstone, it kind of got a little hokey. So I'm gonna turn down the volume on that a little bit.
And I don't want to pick. I know we talk about showrunners, with TV a lot. Tyler Sheridan, I give him credit. I don't know how he works on so many shows at one time. So maybe it's good that one of them is going to end because he needs to. He's got too many shows right now. It's too bad.
1883 and 1923 were both pretty good.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about Tulsa King later.
Yeah. Tulsa King turned me way the F up on that. I love that show.
Loved it.
So good. Like all of a sudden, Schwarzenegger, Sly Stallone hasn't acted in a long time.
Yes.
And he was like putting on a solid performance.
Yeah. Another thing, turn way up. We didn't put it on here. The Arnold Schwarzenegger show on Netflix, Fubar, is not very good, but the documentary is really good.
About the Arnold documentary?
The Arnold documentary. Okay. It's just called Arnold. It's 3-parter on Netflix. Definitely check it out if you're an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. It's a good show.
I tried to watch Fubar and just
Fubar turned down.
Kermit the Podcast, where Sinead and Sasha. Sinead got invited. She's a very busy person. She may pop on soon. I just need to text her. She may not check her email. Who knows? And Sasha, I haven't talked to since the end of. It was one of those things. I wish that it had ended better, but there's nothing I could do about it. I watched all of The Walking Dead, and I got to be honest with you, I'm not better for it.
No,
I watched every single one. And there's these new spinoffs that I might watch. Probably won't. I want to watch the Rick movie. I need to know what happened to Rick, David.
I need to know. I just, after Negan came on, nothing against the show or the cast. I was like, that's enough. I was done. I've been done for years.
David's been done. He's out.
I'm done.
The Star Wars show.
Star Wars shows. Andor, way up. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I would keep it a little like.
Yeah. Yeah, not down, but I don't think about that show anymore. Like it came on, I don't think about it.
And Mandalorian most recent season. I'm like
a little down, a little down. I'm optimistic about Ahsoka. I hope that's good. We'll see. Ahsoka comes out in August, I think.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I love Rosario Dawson. She can.
No, Rosario's she's the best.
Did you watch all of Ozark?
I did. I finished Ozark.
Yeah. Turn me up on that.
Yeah, I love Ozark.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss that show, but I'm glad that it ended when it did.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah. We talked about Winning Time. Loved it.
Time way up.
Could not get into the Lord of the Rings show.
Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna turn that way up. I'm not in the camera. I know a lot of the fans hated it. I think it's mostly, or not mostly, but a little bit on the more on the negative side. Okay. I really enjoyed it, and I know I said earlier that I am with Amazon now. I promise I'm not being told to say. I actually really I like it. I thought it felt like the Peter Jackson films. It had that same feel to it to me, and I enjoyed it. I don't know.
Okay, so maybe I'll get back into the Lord of the Rings. I only watched the first episode. I'll get back to it.
I liked it.
Okay. All right. Listen, I take your advice to heart. How about Moon Knight? Did you watch that?
I did.
Okay.
Disney's been Marvel in general. It's just if you need to see anything, if you're like kind of out on Marvel, if anyone out there is out on Marvel, like I'm tired, like, yeah, MCU, I get it. Go see the new Spider-Man movie, Across the Spider-Verse. That is phenomenal. Yeah. It's one of the best movies I've seen so far this year, like hands down. It's so good. But everything else on it's all fine. It's just nothing's. It just.
I'm not disagreeing.
It doesn't stick with me. It's just fine. It's fine.
I feel like it's sort of like spring football. Is after you just watched all that football for like 7 months, I can't watch more football. So all of that Marvel forever after Endgame, like I needed a palate cleanser. I couldn't have just gone. I can't go right back into it. I don't care enough yet.
Right.
It's not time yet, guys. Michael Jordan. It's not time yet.
Not time yet.
Did you watch Welcome to Wrexham?
I didn't, but way up. Ryan Reynolds, he buys the football team
with Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah,
and they follow the first season. It's great. How about Never Have I Ever on Netflix?
Michelle, huge fan. I've never seen it. I kind of like come in and I see her watching it. Michelle's a huge fan. Yeah,
way up, David. It's John McEnroe is the narrator.
Ooh, I like John McEnroe.
So funny.
I'm a tennis fan.
How about Reacher?
I don't have any, not that I could show. I don't have any inside information on that show. I am very excited to watch that when it comes out. I love the first season.
Loved it.
I want to see more of that. Turn that up.
Yes.
With the writer's strike, it's hard to know what shows affected and what shows are already in the can. It's hard to tell.
Man, did we start TV talk at a weird time? We might have.
I know it's a weird time. Yeah.
We might have to go back and like rank episodes of The Sopranos.
Go back. Go do a rewatch. Rewatch Succession.
Yeah. All right. We haven't even talked about this. Up on House of Dragon, down on House of Dragon.
It's good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's good. I'll keep it in the middle. I'm going to keep it in the middle. I'm going to keep watching it. I'm not going to be like, this is what I need, but I'm going to keep watching it.
I'm going to keep watching it too. Yeah, I will say I did not like the time jump in it. I kind of wish that they would have done less of a time jump. But, okay. Farts, we only got 6 minutes. Here we go. Here we go. We already talked White Lotus. How about
I've
Peacemaker?
Never seen White Lotus. I need to watch White Lotus. Peacemaker, yes. That's what I keep hearing. I love Peacemaker. Love Peacemaker. Okay.
How about Blackbird? Did you watch Blackbird?
I like Blackbird. Yeah, I like it's Edgerton. Is Edgerton his last name? How do you say his name?
Yes.
Always
Edgerton.
Edgar. But yeah, Elton John. Elton John. He was Elton John. Yes. He was great as Elton John. No, he's
guy.
Good. Yeah, the Kingsman guy. Yeah. No, I really like Blackbird.
Elton John is low key one of like this generation's best actors. Everything he's in. Good. The Tetris movie is so good.
Yeah. It seems like he's doing a lot of stuff with Apple right now. Good for him.
Yeah. Zeno Hour must be joining us late. We talked about The Last of Us. Yeah, that volume knob goes straight to 35,000.
Yeah, Last of Us volume all the way up. Yep.
So good.
I'm in.
I'm out on The Boys. I'm out. I'm done.
I'm still into it. I still like The Boys. I really like the writing on that show.
I watched the first 2 seasons. I couldn't get into season 3. I think again, like I was just inundated with too much TV and my pot was full. My basket was full. I just couldn't get to that. Hank Hills is saying that 90s show. I can't get into that.
Man, I didn't even try it. I haven't even tried it out.
How about Miss Marvel?
Again, Miss Marvel, it's It's fine. It's not bad. It's good. It's just.
What show I liked was the Hawkeye one, and it never came back. They never did another season.
Yeah, well, now and then with Jeremy Renner's injury, I don't know.
Oh, God.
I don't know about that. Oh, but not to talk about gossip, but Haley Steinfeld's dating my quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills. I'm like,
yeah,
Josh, you got to focus on football. You can't be dating Haley. No, that's fine.
Hey, she is.
Excuse me. I'm happy for Josh. I'm happy for him. I hope they're very happy.
Stunning, powerful woman, a force of nature. Don't ruin my quarterback, but
it's like, but let Buffalo win the Super Bowl, please.
Yeah,
just no distractions.
Don't Kardashian them.
No,
you know what happens when you date a Kardashian? You lose all your professional respect.
Josh needs to stay in Buffalo. Don't take him to Hollywood to all these red carpet things. No, none of that.
Haskell 420 with the super chat. Thank you, Haskell 420. Thoughts and excitement on The Walking Dead Dead City this Sunday. I would say my excitement level is at a 1. I can't get back into The Walking Dead right now. I can't. I watched all of it. I want to know what happens to Rick. I said it already on the show. I'll say it again. And people keep asking us about Better Call Saul, which is not on this. Let's get into it. Did you finish Better Call Saul?
Again, another one of the best shows in recent memory. I mean, it's stellar. I loved it.
I said to, I think I said to Thad, or maybe it was you. I don't remember. We were texting and I said, I think storyline Breaking Bad is better. Writing an actual show, Better Call Saul is better.
I'd agree. There's more set pieces in Breaking Bad that I can remember, especially just not in action, but just in general. But Better Call Saul, and all the characters are just so well developed. It's so because Better Call Saul was very Jesse and Walter heavy, and of course, I mean Gus and those. But I mean, Better Call Saul, there's 10 or 12 actors that are just at the top of their game in that show.
I don't know. Better Call Saul was the kind of show where I watched it and I wanted the episodes to end very fast because I was so uncomfortable the whole time.
Yeah.
But I didn't want them to end because I wasn't loving them. I was just like, oh God, what's he going to effing do? Seriously, from beginning to end, Jimmy McGill, AKA Saul, never made the right decision until the end of the show. Ever.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Right?
I agree with that. Yep. Definitely check that out if you haven't seen it.
So good. Okay. Did you watch Dairy Girls on Netflix?
I've seen the first 2 seasons. I need to watch the final season, or season 2. I think it's the final season.
It is. It's
Love
great.
It's a good show.
We were talking about Peaky Blinders. I'm just turning it to, I can't, it's exhausting. That show is now exhausting.
I'm struggling to get through it. Yeah. It's too dark almost, it's weird. I love dramas. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. How about Somebody Somewhere on Max? Highly recommend.
I haven't heard of it. Yeah.
It's a very indie kind of comedy dramedy show. I highly recommend it. Kind of hit me in the feels. Hacks, which I think
love Hacks.
Oh, Hacks is so good, right?
Yeah, Hacks is great. Love it. Way up. Way up. The Old Man.
Oh, that's your show.
Way up. Jeff, old man, I can't get my hand right. Way up. I'm just like, where's the camera? The camera's here. Jeff Bridges is fantastic. If you haven't watched The Old Man, it is on, at least in the States, it's on Hulu /FX. I really liked it. It's a spy espionage thriller. He's like old Jason Bourne. Yeah. Like they just can't catch him. They're looking for him. They can't. John Lithgow's in it. John Lithgow and Jeff Bridges. It's like one of the best acting duos in TV. Last year. It came out in 2022. Great show.
I watched 3 episodes. I need to finish it because I remember liking it and something popped in there and I didn't. Hank Hill's in there said, what about Yellow Jackets? I watched the first season. I loved it. I'm waiting till it comes out so I can binge it.
Same. Yeah. I saw the first season. Loved it. Same.
Yeah. There you go. Under the Banner of Heaven.
Yeah. That was Spider-Man, aka Andrew Garfield. It's a one-off miniseries.
Okay.
It's a mini series that takes place in the Mormon community in Utah. Yeah. It's very good, very dark, but it's based on a true story. Really good.
Jeremy Miller coming in hot. Agreed. I think you should leave with another banger of a season. Yeah, it's the best sketch show on TV. Tim Robinson. It's so funny. Okay. I don't know if it's up your alley, David. I'll be honest. I think you might be.
The sketch shows. I'm not a big SNL fan. I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah. We Own This City. We both agree. Bernthal, a force of nature in that show. So good.
What's going on, man? What are you doing? He's so good. Watch that. I mean, if you like The Wire, it's David Simon. It's the crew that did The Wire. It's the same crew. And that's a one-off too. It's just a mini series. So one and done.
Yeah. Senior Film, thank you so much for the super chat. Great to see you. Always a pleasure to have you in chat. Righteous Gemstones is back this week. I turned the volume way up on that show. I didn't think I was going to like it. I knew going into it, I was like, this is going to be wild. Then I watched, I was like, I don't know if I like this. And now I'm back on. I love it.
I need to get back. I saw the first season and just didn't keep watching. I need to get back into it.
Did you watch the first 2 episodes of Idol, David? Leo is asking.
I saw the first episode.
Yeah.
I'll say this about Idol real fast. I think the thing with Idol is I can't figure out if it's trying to be funny or shocking or both. It's from the creator of Euphoria. So if you like Euphoria, you'll probably like Idol. But the thing is that they're trying to be shocking. It's like, oh, there's sex, and Johnny Depp's daughter, Lily Rose Depp, shows nipple. It's like, oh, it's like we haven't seen that before. You know, it's not like, I think it's trying to be shocking, and it's not really shocking. But I like The Weeknd. Abel, I'm going to call him Abel. I know him. I can call him Abel. I actually like him.
Okay.
I don't know if he's ever going to win an award or anything, but I think he's got charisma. I mean, he's got that energy that you see when he's on stage. So
okay. I don't know. I watched the first episode. I don't think I've disliked a show more in the first episode in a while. But
you have Hank Azaria doing a weird accent. I don't know what Hank Azaria is doing.
I love when Hank Azaria does a weird accent.
I mean, he's a poo on The Simpsons. He's incredible, but it's just I don't know.
I watched the first season of Euphoria, and it scarred me to my soul. I can never think about or watch that show again.
I like Euphoria more than Idol so far. I know there's been more Euphoria episodes, but I would pick Euphoria over Idol so far.
Okay. And then finally, David, we're at the end here. You time? What do you think? Let's do a
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
Man, I haven't done that in a minute.
That was good, Josh. That's good.
All right, what do you got? Pick of the week.
So I already kind of mentioned I'm going to go with Happy Valley. I love that show. It's in its 3rd season. I know people in the UK, if you're watching this, you're like, David, we already saw it. This is old news, but for us in the States, it just came out. The 3rd season. It's really good. It's on AMC Plus. You can check it out. I love it. I think it's just a great crime drama. I love the small British town, you know, where there's more going on than you suspect, and everybody's up to no good. And it's got Mayor of Easttown vibes. I don't know if it's on that level, but it's close.
Yeah.
I love it. If you like crime dramas, check out Happy Valley.
Okay. My pick of the week is a freebie show on Prime Video. It's called Primo. Okay. It's about a young high school student who is he's a son to a single mom, and he's basically being raised by his mom and his 5 insane uncles. It is so funny, man. It's slapstick-ish, but also just amazing. I even Amanda loves it. I can't recommend Primo high enough. So check out Primo on Freevee. And it's just great being back with you, buddy. This hour flew by, us talking about TV. We're going to be here every single Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific. Hit us on Twitter at Josh Macuga, at Griffin DE, on Instagram at Josh Macuga, at Griffin DE. Tell us if you want us to review anything, talk about anything, watch anything. If we can get to it, we will. Super chats help support the show. Subscribe back to the channel, tweet about it, tell people about it. We're just going to be here on Tuesdays talking TV like old times. And make sure you tweet at people like Emma Fife and Roxy Stryer and Sinead DeFries and tell them to pop onto the show.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure them into being on TV talk. David, I love you, buddy.
Love you too, man. This was great.
It's great. Just 2 dads talking TV.
Talking TV. Now I got to go down, and hopefully my son has a meal, or I might need to make him a meal. Or he's probably already eating. We'll see what he says. He's probably already eating.
Rosie's probably out in the field just wandering around. Wait, last thing. Who wins the U.S. Open this weekend?
Scheffler, Scotty Scheffler.
Wow.
Even he's got like the best. He's got like the best ball striking right now overall.
He does.
I think he can. And this course looks like it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
I think he can do it. What about you, Josh? What do you think?
I want to go local guy. I want Max Homa to win.
Ooh, Max Homa. Okay. All right. That'd be a good story.
Yeah, be a great story. Thanks everybody in chat for being here. Thanks for just being amazing human beings. Like I said, and I'm going to say it now, I'll say it to the end. Choose positivity. It's an active choice. Call somebody, love them, text them, tell them you love them. It matters. It's way easier to love than hate. Find the good. And as we say at the end of every TV Talk, David, put down the book, pick up the remote. See you guys.